Welcome back. So we just learned about font and text. Now we'll be cover a very quick and very basic topic about widths and heights, right? Okay, if I just go back and let me just get rid of each and everything from style.css and HTML as well. We just inserted a CDN. Okay, here if I just say div, and this time I will give it a ID. ID for is, you can say the ID attribute which div contains is identification, right? And if I just make it, for example, give it ID, we'll be just cover ID in our next upcoming lectures very in depth or more details. And for now, just keep it simple. Just make it ID, and the name of the ID is block, right? And if I just save it, and let me just write some contents in it, some contents, save. And if I just go to style, and then if I just say block, which has, for example, width 100 pixels, and if I just say height 100 pixel, px for pixels, and if I just say refresh, you can say we just got some contents, but there is no effect, such effect, because there is effect on that. If I just check it on console, you can see it has 100 around width and 100 pixel on height. So that means there is width, but we need to add some background color to make it more visible. Let's add some hash background, and let me just close this and refresh. There it is. We just got some kind of width and height. And if I just change this pixel to em, so unit, for example, this time make it 30 em, and height also we need height to 30 em, which is more than pixels. There it is. You can see 30 pixels, and the difference between 30 pixels and 30 em is much more. Em is more increased unit, right? And we can still add percentage right here. This is kind of for responsive. Now, what's the difference between pixels and height? Let me just pixels and percentage. Let me just give you a quick tip. If I just make it, for example, 1200 pixels, and let me just decrease the size of the browser, you can see it's being scrolling. You can see it's being scrolling because this is pixel, a fixed value. So if we just change this into, for example, 100% or 90%, so if we just decrease the size of the browser width, so it also decreases, right? So this is the main benefit of percentage using most of the cases on responsive design. Okay, right, so that's how we can use some kind of widths and heights in our boxes. And if I just create a new box, for example, div ID of box, div close, and let me just give this time width of 400 pixels and height of 400 pixels, 300 pixels, or make it like 400 pixels, and this time background color would be some gray color. That's it. Okay, let me just get rid of this div as well. Okay, and you can just copy this div and paste it multiple times, but this is not a good idea to use the same ID in HTML. You can just change the name to box1. I'll explain why we don't use the same name again and again. In that case, we need to use some kind of class, which is also identification for that. Okay, so that's it for now. We just learned how we can work with widths and heights, and in our next video we'll be cover some interesting topics like margins and paddings.